This is the Catalyst Effect. Haha. This is the Catalyst Effect, and we are live at Austin Tech Week, presented by Capital Factory. Man, great event here. Awesome conversations happening. We are at the Connector Plus Lounge, just outside the Connector Plus Lounge in the 5th floor here, and I am with Colton Yee from B2B Match, and I understand that you have a prospecting tool. Is that right? Tell us what you have.
Yeah, so what B2B Match is just a best way to say is online dating for international businesses. So we do like a profile-based matching system alongside trade missions or events. So let's say you're a Thai food and beverage company and you're looking to expand into Vietnam or Mexico or Brazil. And what we'll do is you put your profile on there, what services you offer, where you're looking to go, geolocation, and we'll match you with, hey, these other Thai and food beverage companies have done operations in Mexico, and here's the decision tree of all the companies they've worked with. So before I even expand into Mexico, I can see digital marketing services, legal law firms, distributors, all through like a profile-based matching system. So at the end of the day, rather than me trying to find who I should reach out to, are these companies legitimate, is these the right conversations, how they work with people in my country or similar industries, we'll do all that in the back end, and just so it's just presented to me like a match.
So you do kind of the backwards. So instead of me saying I need to go and prospect and I need to make 400 dials per day and try to hit the whole industry to find a client, what you do is the other side, and that is, okay, you're going to go and expand into this territory, so you need to find legal support and whatever else that you need. These are the folks that are kind of like long-distance networking, but kind of on steroids.
In a way, and it's easy to get confused with something like LinkedIn, where I'm reaching out to you, Isaac,
right,
versus me at B2B reaching out to your company. So instead of me trying to set up those conversations where it's like, who do I even reach out to? How do I even happen? We'll skip all that step and say, these are the services we offer. Are they familiar with us? What do they do? Have they worked with companies similar to us in my country? And then just have that conversation right away.
Okay, so I have a venture studio. We have several companies, startups inside of our studio. One of them is helping to build investor portfolios in real estate. Mm-hmm. And we are working with some foreign investors and looking for more. And so folks in Israel, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, they like working with people who have worked with other folks in Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Israel. So I could go in there and set up my profile for Listing X and show what we do and who else we've worked for and what services. And then Saudi investors that are looking for building property portfolios could find me that way.
Correct. So it could be both I'm the provider or I'm getting services rendered for me. So let's say you are that Dubai-based company looking to talk to real estate firms here in the United States. I'll put my profile there and I'll start matching me with other companies that have worked with similar profiles to me, my thesis in Dubai, and it'll start matching me there. Or on the flip side, I'm that real estate company in the United States looking to talk to investors or have operations in Dubai. Show me those people and those connections. And what's great about us is, great, all that stuff pretty static. Sending some emails, maybe do the outreach. We try to keep it living and not static. So you have that conversation, great. Who else can you have that conversation with based on your profile and what they've worked with? Push to me without me trying to find all this stuff and verify it all. Because we go through the International Chamber of Commerce with the EU, so we vet and verify everyone on our platform. So it's not some random company that you're not sure you could trust.
Yeah, well, iOS 26 shipped and it's going much stronger now, and it can pre-vet calls.
Yeah.
Cold calling is dead.
Yeah.
And I hate and love that at the same time, but it's not happening. So we have to come up with other ways to do things. Going to conferences are awesome, but I can't go to a conference in Dubai every week.
Mm-hmm.
I can't hit out around the world. So you're very much, like you said, you're doing that matchmaking. I love that. How did you get into this?
Yeah, so it's a funny story. I've been with B2B Match for about almost 2 months now, but I met the founder actually in the Sydney, Australia airport. Just randomly, I was coming back from Indonesia, just started talking to her, had a great conversation, and she's like, yeah, hit me up in a year or so if you're looking for work or want to do this again. I have a background in college. I was doing freelance for startups, so taking people's ideas to investment rounds, building up the MVP, doing the profit loss statements, churn rates, and all that. And then after college, I worked for Bloomberg for a while doing sales operations, enablement, just because out of college, I just wanted a stable paycheck and health insurance.
Sure.
And then everything that she reached out to me in July, said, hey, are you interested in working for me? We're trying to scale it and everything because we've been around for 5 years, all self-funded. So like, this is great. I went to college for international business. I have a background in startups, and I've done like the whole customer experience and sales journey as well. So everything I've ever done professionally has just worked out really well. And it's all because I met her in the airport.
I have met some of my best clients in an airport. I was delayed for 7 hours in Denver once, and ended up getting 2 good clients from that one delay. It was awesome. It's amazing when you're open and you're willing to chat and connect and share stories with people, just how we were talking to the last guest, and he's like, hey, how do you break into new opportunities? I'm like, you say yes.
Yeah.
You go, you talk to somebody, and when they ask you if you can do something, you do it. And next thing you know, you're doing impossible, amazing things.
Yeah.
And typically it just starts with having the ability to connect with somebody and then saying yes, or as I say, get on the bus. Just go and do it. So you're doing investor relations?
I am, yes.
Awesome. I think almost every one of our listeners, and most of the people that we talk to, are very interested in how venture funding works, how investor relations work. Obviously, you're successful with this. Do you have any pointers for somebody that has an amazing idea, and they've already done the market fit, and they're just wanting to go out and get their core investment? What are some tips that you can give them?
I would have to say, just first, we were saying before, saying yes to things, manners matter, sincerity goes a long way, and you can definitely tell in a conversation if someone's active in it or not active in it, and it's especially hard today where if I'm trying to reach out over the internet, over LinkedIn, things like PitchBook or Crunchbase, trying to get my company funded, and I'm getting maybe these random leads, but how do I know these emails are correct? What I find best is just simply finding someone that you can probably meet in person or get a network, because it's always better to get a warm referral, people to people. And it's really hard to, as you said, cold call, you send emails, maybe they have an AI screening thing and you'll never see it. So it's just all about persistence and just keep knowing what your core product is, how you can pitch it in the way that they understand. So without skipping like, oh, I solved this one issue and I know it's really good and it's super effective and I want you to see the same impact I have, changing that conversation and this is what I offer, this is what I'm doing, and this is why I'm talking to you because you guys have experience in similar firms to me. This is why this is important and why I'm actually talking to you. So we work backwards. So the end goal is, of course, get funding, secure the conversation. But if that's not the intent right away, then I'm not going to waste your time.
Right. I hired a leadership consultant, Juan Rodriguez from Diaz Leadership Evolution. And he did a personality assessment on me, and he said, Isaac, your core skills are problem solving, taking action, and empathy. And he said, I'm going to encourage you to switch that. Focus on empathy. I'm like, why do I need to care about people if they can't help me solve problems? And he said, no, you're out solving problems without understanding the people.
Yeah.
So something that you said was they understand their product. For me, I don't care about the product until I understand their audience. Who are you helping?
Yeah.
Who are you solving a pain for? And that pain, does it have a high urgency? Does it have consequences? Is it very painful? What features have you built to solve the problem? And I found when I go to an investor with one of our venture from the venture studio, and I say, here's an audience that's experiencing a pain.
Yeah.
Here's the problem: pain, cause, consequence, and urgency. And then here is my feature to problem matrix. And this is exactly what I need to do to bring a product that is a solution to a problem experienced by a reachable audience.
Yeah.
Now the investor is able to say they're connected. They're serious about this. They've done their homework and they're able to execute this. But now I also have exactly what I need to go set up my product on B2B Match. And go in and start connecting with people that need to have that problem solved.
Exactly.
And it's funny, all of the 40% of all startups fail because of a lack of product market fit. But if you start with the market and then bring the product out of that problem disappears.
Yeah. I mean, what helped us a lot in understanding that there was a need for a company like this or a problem that is real that we're solving versus just a cool platform, cool bells and whistles, is because a lot of this industry is still person to person, especially through trade missions, organizations, and I'm trying to host this event or find services. Maybe I'll get a contact list, but they're not real, or maybe I'll spend 2-3 weeks of emails back and forth. in order to solve or try to do the work that we're trying to solve for, it takes a lot of time, a lot of human investment, there's a lot of human error. And if we can skip that step and realize, okay, great, I know what market I'm trying to target. These are the services I offer. I don't need to talk to Sam, Tally, and Zoe when all we're trying to do is to have that end conversation, because we both know what we're trying to solve for, rather than trying to build to that. Because once we have that connection, then we can have those questions and explore more how it fits. But until then, it's sometimes so hard just to get your foot in the door and trying to explain yourself, like you said, without detailing what we actually do. And you can see our results of who we worked with before, why we worked with them, and why they continue to work with us.
Okay, so B2B Match is live, it's active. I can go and set up my profile on there and start networking with other professionals, providing my services, and finding partners.
Correct.
Right now, right?
Yep, so we've been in operation for around 5 years. We've been fully self-funded. So now there's a subscription level for like enterprise for $200 a year, but every other business or very normal users can sign up for free. And then on that platform right away, I put my profile in and it'll start matching me automatically with companies. Let's say I'm here in based in the United States, and these companies, and I do legal services for companies trying to incorporate here. It would start showing me across the globe of all the companies that want to start operations in the United States, and I'll start getting matches right away.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on. It's really exciting, and I am going to go and create some profiles on there. I'm excited to use it. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we are live at Austin Tech Week. This is the Catalyst Effect. I am your host, Isaac Carter, and we are right outside of the Connector Plus Lounge on the 5th floor. Come on down. We want to hear your story. Okay. Awesome. This is the Catalyst Effect. I'm your host, Isaac Carter, and we are live at Austin Tech Week, sponsored by Capital Factory, and I am here with Anna. Anna, we actually met at DFW Startup Week in August.
Yes, absolutely.
I was able to get you a copy of my book, but was not able to sit down with you then. I'm so excited to see you here in Austin. Are you from Austin?
No, actually, but last 10 years I'm Austin-based.
Okay.
So, backstory, I'm third time relocate. This is my first country. I don't know if it will be last one because I'm a global person.
Yeah.
But it was my choice to be in Austin, and never regrets. And you know how Austin changed for the last 9 years, in Texas. So yeah, I'm happy to be here.
And you are a medical doctor?
Absolutely, yeah.
A surgeon or?
No, so I'm pediatrician. And endocrinologist back, and I have 20 years experience of clinical trials globally. So as of now, I'm global clinical trial lead, focused last 10 years on oncology and immunology based, and now scaling my own company, Impact Health Tech.
Awesome.
Co-founder of one of AI surgeon startup. It's a global startup as well. So yeah.
Yeah, and I love people that are really active and people that don't say no. I've said it 100 times, get on the bus. When you have an opportunity, you pursue it. And also people who care about the communities that they're a part of. So my daughter had an accident about 4 or 5 weeks ago. And she fell, hit her head, bent her neck badly. And you happened to be chatting with me around that time. And
right.
I tell you what happened, and you're like, yeah, just take her, go. And we took her to the emergency room. She's totally fine. But when you're doing life alone, that's one, lonely, but it's also, you can't have the impact as if you're in a community. So I love seeing people that are active in a community, and you are, I don't think I've ever met anybody more active than you. You're at DFW Startup Week, you're at Austin Tech Week. I'm sure you are, like you said, you're a global person. You are everywhere meeting people, and you're on a mission.
Absolutely.
And I love that.
So my mission since last year, this is my second year for Austin Tech Week, and I would say backstory, first year in 2024 being some out of corporate bubble. So I started to go to all these health tech events, and people opened my eyes. So as a corporate person, also we are a little bit insecure. And people starting to see my experience, my knowledges, my corporation level, operational level, and we starting to ask me to advise them or help them to scale and execute processes. So this is what I'm doing now, and happy to help them. And a lot of people start to ask me, because I'm natural connector as well in healthcare space in Austin. So they ask me to start my own events. What I started to do with Capital Factory back to May this year. And this is a monthly basis event. So, and most important for me, this is event specifically for people who are in healthcare in general industry. So it's stakeholders who barely attached to industry. So it's a clinician, innovation labs, VCs, angel investors who are trying to be close to healthcare space or change our healthcare space. And at the same time, it's innovations and it's startups and it's tech people who are building something for healthcare space.
And I've always been really excited about health tech. I've seen in epidemiology, being able to gauge patient outcomes, evidence-driven medicine, but all the way down to the actual patient communications. Patients from different parts of the world, different parts of the country, different communities in the same cities communicate different ways. And a lot of times that can be a hindrance in receiving medical care. And even as much as something that should be simple medication verification or treatment plan optimization and all these things, the amount of time that providers have to spend with their patients is getting smaller and smaller, but the amount of time that it takes to build patient trust to a point where you can get accurate information from them is still getting longer and longer. And we've seen many times technology is the only way to bridge that gap.
Yes, absolutely. So my main point right now, how we can help our patients, because it's so good to have medical background, be in clinical trial world, and at the same time have passion to change this world. And this is why in all my events I'm asking people how I can help you.
Yeah.
So it's still my medical mind coming, but at the same time, everyone from us, we are patients, right? And how we can blend this medical knowledge, technology, and patient advocacy. I think this is an important question. And this is what I'm trying to scale as well, to be more visible on the patient level side, to join some conferences, to solve problems. And honestly, last month, one of the guests, she was patient side. So she and now she is building for patients some apps which will help them to navigate. And I'm happy to support. I'm happy to scale or just advice level, consultancy level. But I wanted to bring these voices, and that's why I decided don't stop on events only and do some global events. And now I'm ended to shooting my first podcasts. So It will be global podcast for healthcare, health tech industry, and I would love to bring all these people who I know across the world and local teams as well, and talk about problems in healthcare side, in tech side for healthcare providers and patient level for awareness of absolutely.
I met somebody earlier today that is moving to Austin, and he asked me, "Hey, how do you get involved in a new community?" And I said, well, as an outsider, if you come into any new community and you try to prove that you're a leader, you're going to be shunned. But if you come into any community and you prove that you are there to serve them, and you find a way to genuinely serve that community, you're accepted. And next thing you know, you have opportunities that you would have never dreamed of.
Right.
So if you walk in saying, "Oh, I am a thought leader. I am a leader. I am the innovator," people are like, "Well," in Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller, he says that heroes don't look for other heroes; they look for guides. So if you walk in and say, "I am a hero," well, all the other heroes in the room are like, "Well, I'm a hero. I don't need a hero." But if you walk in and you say, "I'm a guide. I'm here to support you," well, heroes need support. Heroes are weak and often tired. If you look at Harry Potter, Star Wars, all these folks, the hero is not the strong one. It's the guide that is the strong one. You walk in and you say, I'm here to support you. I want to be a part of what you're doing. How do I do that? That is how you get embraced into a new community.
Yeah.
And it seems like you are just a natural at doing exactly that.
Yeah, you're right. And this is my passion, and this is what I like to do 24/7, and to connect people. And some people asking me how you can monetize this.
Yeah.
And we talked about this yesterday, right? Like, it's not everything you can monetize in this world. Sometimes just mindful conversation about something specific, or if you know people with whom you can match them and help them. At the end of the day, if we will have a good collaboration and we will just say, oh, once we met or Anna matched us, or we met at her event or during podcast, right?
Yeah.
It will be enough for me.
So now you have talked about everybody else, but you are doing your own startup that is something that you are monetizing.
Right.
And I've noticed this about you, is you talk about how you're supporting everybody else, but let's talk about you. What is your startup?
So I'm a co-founder of Deep Search. This is AI surgeon startup. It's a global startup, and it's a global team as well. I'm always going with global.
Yeah.
So I'm here, and my surgeons in Bahrain and in Turkey, and team our tech side in UK. So it's really global, and I'm happy to be part of this. So this is innovations which will help us to change and help our surgeons during the procedure.
Okay.
So AI will help them to prepare, because for different kind of surgeries or any medical procedures, doctors need to be prepared. So each patient, it's different case, right?
Right.
If it's a simple surgery or simple procedure, it's one time consuming. But if we will talk about some open heart cardiologist or neurosurgeons, it can take more time. It can take hours to prepare, to review all patients' data. So AI will help them to navigate and point them, or I would say use different color to flag them if something wrong. And it will be support during the procedures. Imagine, I know we have already some AIs across the world which are robotic way or just soft way. But I have a story from my back medical life during my medical school, being as a nurse in children's hospital. It's sometimes hard to save lives if this is long distance.
Right.
And people have no good treatment, or any doctors close, or it's just family doctor who has no idea how to do some surgeries, procedures, because this is not daily basis, right? So
well,
this soft will help them to navigate.
In Dallas last year, there were 10 cases of dengue. 10 cases. Well, and all of them are related to people that traveled. Yeah. So I had been in Nicaragua, and I came back with dengue and didn't know it. And that is a very hard illness, one to recover from if you don't know how to treat it, but also diagnose it if you don't know how to treat it. And like you said, we're more and more a global society. So having people catch something in South Africa and then come home to Austin, and now you don't have anybody. My dad got bitten by a brown recluse spider in Mexico, and then flew back to Detroit, Michigan. And
no one, of course, no spiders like this size.
Fortunately, the guy the doctor had been on a medical mission trip in Mexico and called somebody in Mexico and learned how to treat this thing. Yeah. But more and more, you're having these conditions that are you know the old saying that statistics aren't very comforting when it happens to you, so you're having more and more realization that routine doesn't really impact a person, because yes, it's routine, and yes, statistically you have a low probability of something happening, but I am a unique person with unique backgrounds. So the more that AI can humanize the patient, the better. And then also the more that it can consider things that a doctor in Austin, Texas, or in northern Michigan might not consider, especially if folks have traveled.
Right.
The less statistics can happen to somebody because you're able to treat the person in front of you and not a representative sampling of a population group, which
Right.
is really the best that you could do before. But now with AI, evidence-driven medicine can consider the entire patient that's in front of you from a personal perspective.
Yeah, and plus, we are not talking to replace doctors. We are talking to use AI as a tool.
To
Which
improve
will-
patient
Yeah,
outcomes and
to
patient
of course,
experience.
yeah, or to expedite some processes. So that's why it's important. We have already robotic surgeries, and we know the good results. So
Yeah.
this is not main point to change doctor's life or reduce human being
Yeah.
medical procedures, right?
Well,
It's
I mean-
just it will be, but again, we will use AI as a tool mostly.
Well, imagine my stepmother died from moya moya, a rupture in her brain, and she wasn't able to access a surgeon fast enough that had specialty in that. But if there had been a surgeon in Bahrain or Singapore, anywhere in
any
the world,
places,
they
right?
could have responded quickly with specialized capabilities with that specific illness.
Right.
Now you look in rural America, in rural anywhere in the world, having somebody with that level of specialized skills that can jump in and help with the remote surgery dramatically, one, maximizes that skill, and two, increases the patient outcomes.
Outcome, yeah.
Awesome.
And plus, yeah, adverse event reactions can be minimized as well.
Yeah.
So for some procedures, which is
hacks
good. And
as well as
yeah,
recognition.
our startup will not only focusing to help doctors, it will be educational level for medical students or fellow time. Because you are not able to do any procedures, right, until you
Yeah.
will be licensed. So it's
Sure.
always a question how you need to be properly trained
Yeah.
to make it happen.
Yeah,
It's
gonna
a
be interesting
rhetorical
what
question,
happens.
right?
It's going to be interesting to see what happens with licensing too, because if you have a surgeon in Bahrain that's ready to perform an operation for somebody in
Right.
Minneapolis, how many different licensing levels have to occur on that? So I think that the whole global concept is going to have to be come into play a lot more. It's going to be interesting how the next 10
Yeah,
years these things
I'm so
play out.
excited to be part of this. That's why I'm
too.
scaling. That's why I wanted to bring my innovations, my mind, my expertise, and and be part of this amazing community in Austin, in Texas, in US, and be again global person
Awesome.
and bring all these voices.
Well, and I'm glad we finally got to sit down and
Yeah.
talk, and I'm sure we're going to run across each other again. We'll sit down
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
do
Thank
that
you so
again.
much, and thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. Well, this is the Catalyst Effect. I am Isaac Carter, and we are live at Austin Tech Week here at Capital Factory. We are on floor 5, right outside of the Connector Lounge. If you're a founder and you want to have your story told, come on out here. And we are doing the Voice of the Founder all week here at Austin Tech Week.